Lauren Fox alongside Corey Munster Tigers, Zoe Santos and Harry Kozlowski with us. Andrew Fenn will be handling the camera. But Corey, looking at tonight's game, you have Bedford, hasn't lost a game in the regular season. You have Portsmouth that is coming in with one loss. They lost to BG 60-35. And this Portsmouth team is an experienced one. Bedford has played them a couple times each of the last couple of seasons. For the Bulldogs, they vanquished the Clippers last year in the semifinals. They did the same thing in 2021. So as we're going into this game, we had the Goffstown game the other night. That one was a tough one. This one, Bedford-Portsmouth, looks to be more of the same.
It sure does, and obviously we saw the Bulldogs being tested the first time all season last Friday, and that was a fun back-to-back doubleheader with the boys and the girls teams playing actually on a snow day. So no school, but the games were able to be played, and the Bulldogs found themselves trailing throughout the first half and then down by 10 points at halftime and needed to come up with some different schemes, particularly on the offensive end, in order to get back into that game and then eventually pull away in the fourth quarter. But again, we're going to see a true test tonight in this Clippers team as they come in, like you mentioned, at a 6-1 record. Their only loss coming to Bishop Girton.
And that was a game the other night that could have been far more of a margin of victory than it was. Bedford really struggled with free throws down the line. And your hope, if you're the Bulldogs, is that you're not carrying that malady over to tonight's game against a tough Portsmouth team. You're going to need every single point you can muster. So as we're looking at the Portsmouth Clippers tonight, Bella Slover, they're in their starting five. Savannah Emery as well. Margaret Montpleasure, Avery Romps, and Maddie McCannell. And a couple of these girls might be familiar names. Bella Slover is one, Haley Combs another. There we'll see some time for the Clippers, both on the team that lost to the Bulldogs in the state championship soccer game last fall. On the other side for Bedford, Ava Dubois, Lila Stein, Sydney Grogan, Kate Allard, and Lana McCarthy. And of course, Ava Dubois on that state championship soccer game alongside Zoe Santos, who's our broadcast partner here tonight, as was Annie Zink, another member of that team, and Anna Stavropoulos. So some multi-sport athletes out on the court here tonight. Our starters being introduced here at the Bedford High Gym. Great night for basketball. And as we are finishing this up, anything to add before we head into the national anthem?
Nothing for me. Again, excited to see, as you mentioned, some multi-sport athletes taking to the court, showing that ability, both athleticism as well as their scoring ability all around. It's going to be a great night tonight here in Bedford High School.
I will say we have multi-sport athletes. We also have multi-sport coaches. Tim Hopley is the baseball coach for Portsmouth, also the girls basketball coach here tonight. So we will stick with you for the playing of our nation's national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we ask you now to stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
nation's national anthem, and it's nice to look across the court and see BHS basketball superfans, Nick Stavropoulos and Ron King, in their proper spots, not being evicted by Goffstown fans. Zoe, your dad was over there last week in an unfamiliar spot. He was pushed down a little bit.
Yeah, they had to definitely squeeze in between some of the family members over there to get their spots.
Interesting to see. We had plenty of room, and those guys were sort of boxed out in their home gym. So with that said, looking for a good game here tonight, as we mentioned, for Bedford, in case you're just joining us. Ava Dubois, Lila Stein, Sydney Grogan are your guards, Lana McCarthy and Kate Allard the forwards. And for Portsmouth, their starting five, Bella Slover, Margaret Montpleasure, the two guards, and in the front court, Savannah Emery, Avery Romps, and Maddie McCannell. Lana McCarthy jumping center for the Bulldogs and wins the tip, does McCarthy, and we are off to the races. Sydney Grogan with it for the Bulldogs. Yo-yoing up and down, dribbles to her left to Allard on the near side. Now back up top to Grogan. Allard looking down low. McCarthy double team. Now Grogan drives, kicks to Stein. Stein finds Grogan, a Dubois in the corner. And now back to Lana up top, who likes a three. She'll take it and drain it. That was a two, Corey points out, but I'm giving her extra credit. If you're that tall, it should be worth like 5.
Foot was on the line. The referee was right there. Johnny on the spot was able to call the two-pointer, unfortunately. Worst shot in basketball, but it goes in.
That's the Derek Fisher special. I'm going to use your favorite descriptor, though. That one was feathery.
Feathery.
Absolutely. Shot missed by Slover. Rebound to Grogan. If Slover follows that, she's got a great shot at a rebound. She just backed away. McCarthy driving, kicks to the corner. Stein. Now Dubois looks down low. McCarthy can't get her. Ball rattles around. McCarthy picks it up, drives. Ooh, shot missed, gets a rebound, makes the second one. Second chance basket. Lana's got 4. And as Coach Gibbs let Harry Kozlowski know earlier today, Lana averaging 4 offensive rebounds, does a nice job cleaning the glass down low.
Travel there. Took a couple extra steps. It'll be Bedford basketball.
That's not just a Euro step. You're getting frequent flyer miles for that one. Lila Stein goes to inbound to Sydney Grogan, and Portsmouth applying a full court press. Bedford on top 4-0, 1:21 in.
Full court pressure, as you mentioned here, by the Clippers. Bulldogs haven't faced this too much this year.
But they will when they see BG, so this is an opportunity to work on the press break.
They handle it nicely there.
Grogan drives, right hand layup, no good. McCarthy attempted to get the rebound, couldn't. And they say that she pushed off on Maddie McCannell.
Wow.
And that'll be the first one for Lana. I agree with you. That was a little on the ticky-tack side.
Soft.
I don't disagree. Ball inbounded to Avery Romps. Tall right-hander, dribbles across the timeline. She's quick. Another one that body-wise, similar to Kate Allard, she dishes to McCannell in the corner, who hits a jumper from the baseline. And the game 4-2 Bedford. Now Grogan loses the ball in the backcourt, gets it to Ava. Ava dribbling across half court, taking her time, looking for somebody to help out. Finds Allard on the far side, dribbles baseline, kicks to Grogan for the baseline J. Shot short, rebound Montpleasure, and she will now start the break for Portsmouth. Might have gotten away with a carry there. Tries a runner off the glass, no good. Rebound McCarthy. Now Grogan, Stein in the front court. Left-handed layup, might have gotten hacked a bit. No call. Portsmouth ball back the other way. Bedford on top 4-2.
Back and forth affair here early on.
It's like Clippers. Tennis and basketball had a baby.
The Clippers started in a 2-3 defense, and they bounced into a man-to-man pretty quickly.
And they got a mismatch down low. McCannell on Grogan, or Grogan on McCannell. Couldn't make the shot. McCannell gets her own rebound and winds up getting a bucket out of it. Makes it 4-4. Now McCarthy drives, pulls it out for a turnaround J. Shot no good. Now McCarthy steals the ball, but our official on the spot says she had her foot on the end line, and as such, Portsmouth ball.
That's a nice move by Lana that I haven't seen before. Kind of pivoted back over her right shoulder. Had a little mid-range jumper, couldn't knock it down, but nice move to get herself some space.
I've seen her work on it with the ball machine in the gym, but I've not seen it in a game. Ball lost there by Avery Romps. Ava Dubois with it. Now trying to break that press, gets across the timeline. Grogan, far side to Allard. Allard dribbles, spins, Now gets into the paint. Shot misses short. Kate follows and makes it good.
Wow. Letting them play under the boards tonight.
Kinda.
Stein got whacked. Allard got whacked. McCarthy got whacked.
Whoa.
McCarthy says, give me that.
Yeah.
Not
McCarthy,
in my house.
Mutombo, no, no, no.
Oh, no, no.
And Grogan gets fouled on the floor. It'll be Bedford inbound from the far side. Mackenzie Lombardi coming in for Portsmouth. Avery Romps leaving the game.
Slover picks up the foul there on the reach. See there on the replay, Lana just coming over. Beautiful right-handed block, and the ball stayed right there as she was able to grab it.
Ava inbounds. Lila now to Allard on the near side, but knocked away there by Montplaisir.
Nice defensive effort by Montplaisir.
That is a name that I'm glad that I asked how it was pronounced, because I would not have arrived there.
Montplaisir, the French pronunciation, but
Yes.
apparently they're going with the American version.
Ava, a little jumper from the near side elbow, shot missed, rebound there. Mackenzie Lombardi, I should say. Pass attempted down low to Emery, loses the ball.
Like a
Picked up.
double dribble there.
The rubbish picked up there by Montplaisir. Shot missed, and now they will say a jump ball as McCarthy and McCannell get after it. And it'll be Portsmouth ball underneath. 6-4. Bedford on top halfway through the first quarter. The Bulldogs of Bedford hosting the Clippers of Portsmouth. Always a tough team. These two met in the semis the last couple of years. Now dribbling left hand, driving Lombardi, loses it. McCarthy gets it. She will try to take it coast to coast. Right-handed layup, little bit too much. Shot missed, and I think my broadcast partner thinks she got fouled on the way up.
I'm not sure who was making the defensive effort getting back, but came back. I thought they clipped her on the wrist, but
Well, they are.
yes,
the
there you
Clippers.
go. 15, Montplaisir. Maybe she got hand on the ball. The referee might have been blocked out there, but again, they're usually going to get that call on a fast break like that.
Romps back in after a quick break for Portsmouth. Now kick over to the near side. Slover, Jay short, and Grogan winds up with the rebound. She gets a ton of rebounds for her height, but turns the ball over in the front court to Montplaisir, and now Portsmouth have come right back the other way. Portsmouth subbing fairly aggressively in the early going. We've seen a number in and a number out. That one driving to the lane was Avery Romps, spinning. Shot missed, but she was fouled there.
Yeah, Kate Allard's going to pick up her first foul. Ooh, wow, they call it Alana.
So now Lana's got two, and that'll complicate
okay.
things a little bit for the Bulldogs. We just saw the replay, but I was late to the party. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I did. So Lana was reaching in there. Referee again was right there on the spot and made the right call as she got her left hand in. You see it late here. Little stutter step, crossover dribble, roll back, and now Lana puts her left hand in and gets a piece of the wrist
Lana
as
out.
Romps was going up.
Lana out with two. 3:06 remain here in the first. Evelyn McDonald in, and Romps makes the second. That makes it 6-5 Bulldogs. Bedford trying to break the press, and Grogan gets it to Dubois in the front court. Ava taking her time outside the three-point line to Devlin. Devlin dribbles with the right hand, looking for what her options are. Nobody's on her. She's considering a three, but thinks better of it. Then the pass not quite to Ava enough. And on that fast break, it's Montplaisir taking it herself, and now it's 6-5, or check that, 7-5 in favor of Portsmouth. And Coach Gibbs doesn't like what he saw. He's going to take a timeout. 2:41 left here in quarter number one.
Yeah, tough offensive possession there as McDonald had the ball, was dribbling, looking for cutters, didn't really see anybody, and then just telegraphed her pass as she was looking for, I believe, Ava Dubois right at the top of the key. Stared at her for a split second, indicating what she was going to do, and there Montplaisir was able to step into the passing lane and off to the races she was.
BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are now easier to access at your fingertips than ever before. Bedford Community Television is available for free. Download on Apple iOS and Android. Download the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today, not tomorrow. I still haven't done it.
It's good. It's good hustle by Ava Dubois to get back there on the defensive transition, but again, not enough. Montplaisir made a nice left-handed layup driving there. Zink. Oh, wow.
Zink kicks back out to Stein. Bedford went a little bit faster. Grogan is fast. Zink is a tad faster than she is. Head fake, trying to get something going, but got to find somebody else to get that done. Now to Stein. Stein to Ava Dubois. Ava dribbles left, kicks it over to Devlin. Now into the paint is McDonald. Shot partially blocked, and the rebound to Montplaisir. And here we go, back the other way. 2 minutes left here in quarter number 1. Bedford trailing Portsmouth 7-6 after leading at 1.6-4, which I guess that's not much of a run. Nice little give and go by Portsmouth. Shot missed. McCannell misses the shot. Allard the rebound. Looking to her right. Finds Annie Zink on the fast break. Now a little jumper just outside the free throw line. No good. And tied up there is Montplaisir, and they will call a jump ball. It'll be Bedford ball underneath.
Fast-paced action here in the first quarter. Again, only 1:41 left. 7-6 Clippers lead. Not a lot of scoring, some solid defensive play. A few careless turnovers, but overall good defense.
Dubois inbound pass to McDonald. Gets Devlin a shot from down low. The shot is missed, but she is fouled, and that'll be the first one on Maddie McCannell. I enjoy alliterative names. You got Maddie McCannell and Margaret Montplaisir.
Devlin McDonald doesn't fit into that, but she's at the line for 2.
And makes the first.
The Bulldogs were less than impressive against Goffstown. They were well under 50% on the evening. And I imagine Coach Gibbs was not too pleased with that effort from the stripe.
The second one from Devlin is good, and hey, I'll take perfect. Bedford leads it now 8-7. 1:35 left here in the first. Slover yo-yoing up and down, guarded by Zink. Gets it over to the near side to Lombardi. Lombardi to her left to McCannell. McCannell dribbling and finds a cutter who winds up driving to the hoop with the left hand, Avery Romp. She has 3, 9-8 Portsmouth, 1:15 left here in the first.
See a substitution. Haley Coombs is going to come in for the Clippers. Next possession.
Left-handed layup, missed there by Allard. McDonald tries the rebound, can't come up with it. And coming back the other way, slowing things down a little bit, is Portsmouth.
I like the aggressiveness there by Allard. She's going to need to do that.
Three-pointer taken there by Mackenzie Lombardi. She drains it 12-8 in favor of Portsmouth. And now Devlin McDonald nails about a 17-footer from the right side. Makes it 12-10. Now Portsmouth back into the front court.
Beautiful jump shot there by McDonald. Good hand by Stein here, gets the turnover.
Steals it from Emery. Stein now on the fast break.
Nice jump stop.
Jump stop shot, rattled around on the rim. Couldn't do anything about it. Allard the rebound underneath. Now the ball kicked up top.
Good
Devlin with a 3, and she nails it. And now Bedford takes the lead, 13-12. Devlin McDonald with 7 in the game tonight. Nice outside shooting too, big weapon.
It's fun to see the junior forward getting a chance with Lana McCarthy on the bench with 2 fouls early. McDonald coming up with 7 points here in the first quarter.
Time running out here in the first. Romps drives the hoop, shot misses. And fortunately for Bedford, that one doesn't go. You talk about a weird quarter where it doesn't feel like the Bulldogs should have had a lead, but they emerged from the first 8 minutes leading at 13-12. For Bedford, leading the way, Devlin McDonald has 7. Lana McCarthy with 4 and 2 fouls. Kate Allard with 2. And on the other side for Portsmouth, Avery Romps and Mackenzie Lombardi with 3 apiece. Maddie McCannell 4. Margaret Montplaisir with 2.
Due to the pace of the game, I wasn't able to get this comment in, but Kate Allard, I was thinking, is going to need to be that secondary scoring option, particularly with Lana on the bench. And that aggressiveness showed. She drove to the basket left-handed. I like the aggressiveness, looking either for the foul or the lay-in off the glass. She didn't get it to go, but as I was thinking that, Devlin McDonald comes through with 7 points, burying a 3-pointer, 2 free throws, and a nice little jumper from the side wing there, providing that scoring punch that the Bulldogs needed as McCarthy was sitting.
We saw earlier too, Devlin consider a 3 and then think better of it and turn the ball over to Ava Dubois. Well, as good as she's looked so far, take those shots. So
Pull the trigger, right?
May as well. So, Zoe, we have Haley Combs coming in. You're familiar with her from soccer. Very good keeper as well. What attributes of being a goalkeeper translate well to the basketball court?
Definitely, like, you're good with your hands. I feel like handling wise, she'll probably be good with the ball. She'll be like strong with it. And I definitely think she's overall an athletic goalkeeper, so I think that'll definitely translate to how she plays on the basketball court.
So she is in. Portsmouth
Good
gets
job,
the ball
Zink.
stolen. Annie Zink to Devlin on the break. Devlin gets it with the right hand. Shot missed. Ava Dubois to follow. Can't convert. Gets her own rebound. Kicks it over to the far side to Devlin. The ball rattles around, and diving for it was Margaret Montpleasure and knocking it away, and it will be Bedford ball underneath.
Great
Leading
hustle by
13-12.
Montpleasure. Two
She
boys had
scraps,
that easy lay in there. Couldn't quite get it to go. A little strong off the glass. Clanged off the rim. But good hustle by the Bulldogs to get that shot.
Zink kicks to Stein on the near side. That one gets every piece of the rim but the bottom of the net. And now it is Montpleasure and Zink competing for the ball. And I haven't seen a player spend this much time on the floor since Brian Cardinal played for Purdue. But there's a name from a long time ago.
My goodness.
Ariana Nkolingo. He wore knee pads. He spent so much time on the floor. Ariana Nkolingo into the game, replacing Mackenzie Lombardi for Portsmouth.
The Italian connection there.
Stein drives, left hand, no good. They say that she Euro-stepped, and she actually gets called for it.
Picked that dribble up in the air and then took her 2 steps. I don't know about that. I look at that replay real quick.
I didn't see the travel, but I may watch too much NBA. Romps dribbling with the left hand.
Great finish.
Gets past Devlin McDonald, gets the bucket, and that's kind of her stock in trade, is that left-handed layup. Stein to Dubois, now back to the near side. Zink, McDonald in the corner, nice head fake. Ooh, had a chance at one, passed it up. Gets it to Stein, now to Dubois, far side. Bedford trailing 14-13, 6:45 left here in the first half. Ball kicked to the near side to Stein. Thinks about a 3, now Zink with it. Might have gotten away with a travel.
Yeah, McDonald had that same move just a couple of seconds earlier in this possession, and I thought both of them got away with an extra little stutter step there.
Seem to every time I do that, I get called for it. That's why I don't play basketball anymore.
Nkolingo will get called for the foul here, and McDonald will go back to the line. Nice little drive into the lane, lefty. Tried to get to the hoop, but her arm got whacked on the way.
And the fact that Devlin is playing well on offense really gives Lana McCarthy a little bit of a blow. She will grab Devlin after Devlin makes the free throw. Can't sub for the shooter on the line, but the second one from Devlin is also good.
Anna Stavropoulos checks in for Kate Allard as well.
And that's called giving your team some good positive impact off the bench. She comes in for about 5 minutes of clock time and scores 9.
Huge
Bedford now
boost.
leading 15-14.
Great job by Devlin McDonald there. Outstanding.
Romps guarded by Stavropoulos, gets it over to the near side. Nkolingo now driving is Emery. Her layup no good. Rebound to McCannell. She makes the shot. And that makes it 16-15 Portsmouth. Now Lana kicks over to Zink in the corner. A little short with that.
You know, I was just thinking, though, that Annie Zink is impacting this basketball game more so on the defensive end. She's just getting that little hand in, making the dribbler or the ball handler think about where they have that ball.
Very athletic player. She did the same thing on the soccer field, too, just by being athletic, fast, sort of stretching the defense when needed. Jumper from the baseline, McCannell, no good. Rebound taken there by Emery, and her follow is good. Bedford just didn't seal off on that rebound. And Emery, after having the high of the layup, gets the low of a foul in the backcourt. That's her first.
She looks to the sideline to Coach Hopley saying, I hit the ball, but she did hit the ball, but she got a lot of the player too, so.
Just because you hit the ball doesn't mean you didn't hit the player. They're not mutually exclusive. Dubois looking to inbound, gets it to Stein. Stein to Zink. Bedford trailing Portsmouth 18-15. Stein to Lana. Lana now back to Lila. And now over to Anna Stavropoulos on the far side to Zink. Zink back to Stavropoulos. Oh, tried to get it to Ava Dubois, couldn't. And now back to Annie Zink, who moves very well. Ball down low to Zink. She'll shoot a little hook in the lane. Shot no good. Rebounded there, McCannell. And then Kalingo with it, trying to break the press of the Bedford Bulldogs, and they do so, do Portsmouth Clippers. Little jumper from
ball movement there by the Clippers.
And yes, some very good ball movement. Portsmouth now leads it 20-15. They're on a 6-0 run. McCarthy might have gotten manhandled down below, but nothing called. And now a timeout called by Portsmouth, leading 20-15. That one just to maintain the possession.
No, it looked awkward when it first happened. Lana McCarthy was driving that left hand down the left side of the lane, and Montplaisir just got a hand in. I thought it looked like a foul, but no, she got all ball, so kudos to her. Honestly, it looked like the Celtics in the finals back in June. They were just dribbling into double team, and just the extra defensive player was getting a hand in and causing those turnovers.
If you're enjoying the game, and it's been a good one so far, check out more BHS sports action from Bedford Community TV on your Apple TV and Roku. You can also watch on Amazon Fire TV via Cablecast Screenwave app. Download the app to watch the next game live on the big screen. I cannot do anything with internet at home right now, however.
Do you have power back?
I'm happy that I have power.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm fortunate. My house is warm, but my internet is not hot.
Okay. I had a similar issue. I was out for 24 hours due to the storm. Dropped another, I don't know, 8-10 inches on the Bedford area here.
Yep. Slover dribbles, kicks it near side, and Kalingo with it. Knocked away by Grogan. She'll fight for the ball, gets down and dirty on the court.
Wow.
Somehow dishes to Anna Stavropoulos, who shoots left, missed. Rebound, Allard is good. Boy, oh boy, that was team basketball there.
Yeah, it started all with phenomenal defense by Sydney Grogan. Strong as an ox, and got that turnover, dove on the ground, and was able to dish it.
Bedford breaks that 6-0 run with the bucket. Now trails 20-17. Runner missed. McCarthy rebounds. Gets it to Zink. Zink dribbles into the front court to Stavropoulos. Far side. Shoots a layup. Shot missed. Trying to draw a charge with Portsmouth. Should have been a block, probably.
Wow. They go with the no call.
We go from ticky-tack everything to nothing.
Yeah. Surprise there.
Now dribbling, shooting a left-handed jumper as Montplaisir couldn't get it over McCarthy. Now into the front court, Annie Zink dribbling left.
Great block.
Blocked there by Romps. And a jump ball that'll be. And I believe it'll be, I thought it was going to be Portsmouth ball, but apparently it's Bedford.
See the replay here of Grogan just diving on the ground, beating two Clippers players, getting it to Stavropoulos. She can't get it to go, but heads up play by Allard to follow that play and get the easy lay-in.
Now Kate dribbling, kicks it over to Zink. Now down low to Lana. Might have gotten away with a travel. Gets it to Stavropoulos for a jumper. That one's good. And the Bulldogs now trail it 20-19 with 3:10 left in the first half. Slover outside the three-point line. Tried to find Montplaisir, missed high. And that one an unforced error.
It's just tough timing on that. Montplaisir was looking to cut towards the basketball, and just at the awkwardly wrong time, moved out of her position, and the ball sailed over her head.
Zink with it, dribbles into the paint, stolen there by Montplaisir on the fast break. Allard gives chase, able to do just enough to force the shot to be missed. And a couple Clippers fighting for the rebound, but nobody can get it. It's off them. It'll be Bulldog ball underneath.
Lombardi and McCannell tried to get that offensive board, and I believe they were fighting against each other there. Bounced off their hands and yields the Bedford basketball.
Gravity, too. That also did not help. Newton's laws of physics. Stein dribbles quickly into the front court. Little fake to McCarthy, head fake, and she'll hit the layup. And we saw Bedford down 20-15. It was a 6-0 run. Now the Bulldogs on their own 6-0 run seize the 21-20 lead.
Beautiful play there by Stein. Driving down the lane. Everybody thought she was going to pass it out to the left-hand side where Lana McCarthy was along the baseline. Took that Euro step, controlled her body in the air, and finished beautifully. There it is. Little left, right, into the lane. Finished righty. Got the kind bounce from the back rim.
We all kind of fell for that one.
Sure did.
I fell for that one.
The entire Clippers defense did too. That unexpected move gives Stein 2 points. Anna Stavropoulos also has 2. Kate Allard and Lana McCarthy with 4 apiece. And then that offensive punch that we saw from Devin McDonald. Excuse me. Sorry, Devin. She has Devlin. My goodness. Yes, you're absolutely right. Man, I said it correctly and then said it wrong and then said it correctly. So Devlin, well done. 9 points here in the first half as she leads the Bulldogs. On the other side, Maddie McCannell has 8. Avery Romps with 5. Mackenzie Lombardi with 3, and then Montplaisir and Savannah Emery with 2 apiece rounds out the scoring.
For our radio listeners, easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Go to wbnh.bedfordnh.org for the stream link. You also stream on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. Just tell Alexa to play Bedford 105.1. Ball kicked far side, Montplaisir looking for Romps, finds her, now on the curl. Kicks back over to the near side. Now the jumper from McCannell from about 17 on the near baseline is good. She has 10. She's an impressive post player as well. Ball kicked over to the near side to McCarthy. Dribbles into the paint. Little hook for Lana. No good. Follows. Gets her own. Gets it again. Now dribbling left. High off the glass is good. And chalk it up. 2 more offensive rebounds for Lana. I think she's got 3.
Already. I thought she was already at 4.
She may be.
McCannell showing some range that last time down. That was a nice jumper from the baseline and almost in 3-point land.
Bedford leading 23-22, 145 left in the first half. Rebound to Sydney Grogan, who got harassed by Mackenzie Lombardi. The ball knocked away, and it'll be Bedford ball underneath.
As you mentioned,
basket.
Grogan coming up with another board. Shortest one on the court, but frequently gets that rebound.
Anna Stavropoulos goes to inbound, knocked away by Montplaisir. And now Grogan will inbound with the idea that she might get the ball right back. Gets it to Kate Allard. Allard quickly dribbles across the timeline, loses the ball, and it was knocked away by Montplaisir. Bedford ball far side.
Montplaisir has been an impressive defensive player here tonight. A lot of energy, hands in the passing lane, harassing the ball handler frequently, getting that hand in and touching the ball away. I'm impressed with her.
Ava Dubois in for Anna Stavropoulos, and Savannah Emery back in for Portsmouth. Ball over far side, Grogan. Now kicks down low to the cutter on the curl. Ava Dubois somehow winds up within the paint. Lana McCarthy gets it from Dubois and converts the bucket. Lana's got 8, and Bedford has their biggest lead of the game.
Hustle play
22.
Right there by Ava Dubois. Made that play happen. Saw that ball just bouncing in the lane. Went in, grabbed it away. Was able to dish it to Lana McCarthy really quickly. Here it is on the replay. And Lana's there, right place, right time. Spins to her strong hand, gets the lay in.
Foul called there on Sydney Grogan. That's her first, and that'll send Mackenzie Lombardi to the line to shoot 2. A first half somewhat devoid of foul trouble.
I was just thinking the same thing. Only 4 team fouls for each team.
I'm not going to jinx anything with 1 minute and 7 seconds left, but I mean, anything's possible. First one made there by Lombardi to cut the lead to 2. And the second one a bit long. Ava gets the rebound. And that was a good no call. Ball sent down to the front court to Lana McCarthy. The runner misses. And back the other way will be Avery Romps. Romps dribbling with the right hand, guarded by Allard. 50 seconds left in the first. Bedford leading by 2.
Nice
spin move, Romps, shot missed. It's one of those where the move's so nice, sometimes it's hard to make the shot.
Yeah.
Grogan to Zink, back to Grogan up top. 35 seconds left here in the first. Grogan with it. Allard tried to set her a screen, couldn't get a screen, and Grogan winds up traveling somewhere along the way.
Yeah, you could see she just cradles the ball there a little bit. Was trying to spin back and could have called a carry, but they called the travel. Either way, it's a turnover.
Half a minute left here in the first half. Bedford on top 25-23, trying to hang on to that lead. Now Emery kicks down low to McCannell. Left-handed from McCannell is good. She's got 12. Knots the game up at 25. Quickly Zink into the front court.
Great cut.
Sees Allard on the cut.
Wow.
And the bucket is good from Kate. She has 6. 9 seconds left. Into the front court, Slover. A jumper from the far side. Portsmouth, no good. Rebound to Dubois. And she is hit from behind. Ball knocked away. It'll be Bedford ball with about 1.1 seconds left.
I think that bounced off of Zink's foot there and trickled out of bounds. So the Clippers get another shot here.
Indeed. So Portsmouth gets one more shot. Emery had a chance at a jumper, but the refs say she got it off after the buzzer. And consequently, I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. We are through the first 16 minutes of basketball, 27-25. Bedford, they led 13-12 after 1. For Portsmouth, leading the way with 12, Maddie McCannell, Avery Romps with 5, Mackenzie Lombardi 4, Montpleasure and Emery with 2 apiece. And for Bedford leading the way, Devlin McDonald with 9, Lana McCarthy 8, Kate Allard 6, Anna Stavropoulos, Lila Stein a pair apiece. And before we send it in for the half, Zoe, anything you take away after the first 16?
Definitely a close game so far. I feel like this game too, it's Portsmouth has been able to keep up like height-wise with them, which has been a nice challenge for Bedford, and definitely the full court press throughout the half. But I think too that Portsmouth is really packing in, which allows like Bedford to kind of harder to get to the rim. But I think we've been playing well offensively, as well as we're first to the ball a lot for Bedford, a lot of aggressive plays, getting to the ball defensively.
And a number of second chance points as well. A lot of offensive boards that have, at this point, made the difference for Bedford. And while you want to make them on the first try, well, sometimes it's just a coach's dream to have the aggression and make those second chance shots. So with that said, we have about 9 minutes until we head to the second half. We'll head to halftime, 27-25 in favor of the Bedford Bulldogs. You are listening to Bedford Bulldog basketball on WBNH 105.1 and watching it on BCTV. After our first 16 minutes of basketball, Bedford leads Portsmouth 27-25. We did not keep track of lead changes, but pretty confident we had about 1,000 of them in the first 16 minutes.
Yeah, very strange and hard to do with only 52 points in the game, but I think there were 1,000 lead changes. And
that was hyperbole.
Of course, of course. And showing the competitiveness of this game. A 1-point lead for the Bulldogs after 1, a 2-point lead after 2. And we're going to expect to see that same level of intensity here in the second half.
Portsmouth, the inbound to start the second half, and for the play-by-play of the final 16, I will turn it over to Corey Munster-Tiger.
Emery inbounds it to Slover, who brings it over half court. Now back to Emery on the far side. Into McCannell. Deep 3 from Montplaisir, and she gets it. 5 points for Montplaisir. That was a beautiful shot from long distance. Now Grogan into the front court. Lila Stein along that left side. Back to Grogan out top. Kicks it to Allard along the left side. One bounce and kicks it out beyond the 3-point line for Dubois. Now back up top for Grogan. McCarthy, left elbow. Dribbles back to her left-hand side. She's going up, but she gets whacked on the way up. She'll get 2. I believe Savannah Emery will pick up that foul. And it is Emery, her second foul. McCarthy will go to the line.
And as always point, at the end of the first half, the defensive intensity for Portsmouth has been there all game. They don't have anybody who can match the height of Lana McCarthy, but by all means, they have a lot of hands who get in there and sort of disrupt what's going on, and enough size and strength to really disrupt it.
McCarthy misses both. It stays, it is 27-28 as the Clippers hit that 3-pointer in their first possession. Ball fake, looking for McCannell inside. Now Slover back up top. Montplaisir's going to pull again, this time far off the mark. Offensive rebound. That was Emery. Almost out of bounds. Now she'll take a floater from the free throw line, too strong. Ball bounces way out to Kate Allard. She's out on the break. Now DuBois will pull from 3. That's off. Grogan fights for the offensive board, but Romps comes away for the Clippers and brings it into the front court. Crossover dribble near the foul line. She gets double teamed. Beautiful defense as Grogan came over on the double.
Was trying to draw a foul, not a lot she could do, and Allard to Stein in the front court misses the fast break layup, and Portsmouth right back the other way. Tennis basketball again.
Sure is, sure is. 28-27 is your score. The Clippers lead by 1. Baseline jumper here, no good, but it deflects out of bounds off DuBois, and it'll stay Clippers ball. Emery tried the baseline jumper on the far side, right side for the offense, and just a bit short. But again, it bounces off of DuBois on the way out. Emery inbounds now to Slover. Slover up top, guarded by Grogan. Near side, Mount Plaisir. Emery drives righty, kicks to McCannell on the way out. Stein comes up with a steal. Left hand in that passing lane. Takes it all the way in and gets the lay-in to go. 4 points for Stein. Great steal, drive, and finish by Lila Stein, the sophomore.
Read that pass, jumped the route, got the fast break bucket, did it all herself.
Slover now, guarded by Grogan. Slover gets to the baseline, kicks to the elbow. Jumper there is beautiful. Savannah Emery, nothing but net on a high arcing jumper. And now Kate Allard tries to get Stein on the cut, going back the other way, and her pass sails out of bounds.
And Lila Stein almost wound up in Grace Odell's lap down there in the student section.
30-29, Clippers lead by 1. Slover looking for a pick from McCannell. Now she'll pull from 3. Looks good, but too far. Rebound bounces out of bounds as Grogan watches it fall out of bounds, so the Bulldogs will get possession. Full court pressure here now by the Clippers. Stein inbounds. Sydney Grogan has a break, dishes to the left side. Kate Allard can't get the lefty lay-in to go, but there's Grogan again on the offensive board, and she's fouled by Montplaisir.
Allard just couldn't quite come up with enough body control on that one. She was a little bit accelerated, and as a result couldn't kiss it off the glass. It was more like a hammer.
Montplaisir picks up her first, second team foul here in the second half for the Clippers. 5 minutes to go. Clippers lead 30-29. Pass here goes off of Grogan's hands and out of bounds. Turnover Bedford.
Yeah, Bedford's had several turnovers in the early going here the second half. Opportunities on the fast break that have not materialized, and that's the kind of things against a team like Portsmouth that you will regret.
Slover kicks it far side to Emery. 4 or 5 feet outside the three-point line. Montplaisir dribbles righty, gets into the lane. Great double team again by Grogan. They kick it out wide to Slover. Takes 3 misses, and the rebound falls to Lila Stein.
Portsmouth had position. They just, 2 of them fighting for the ball and nothing doing.
Tough one there. Stein was not stopped. Picked up her dribble right at the elbow. Looked like she was slicing through, but fumbled the ball out of bounds. Turnover Bedford. Slover back for the Clippers now. Near side Emery. Emery dribbles righty. Up top of the key. Guarded by DuBois. Spins back to her right. That pass is deflected. Sydney Grogan now out on the break. Chased by 2 Clippers. She gets whacked on the way. My goodness. They grabbed her wrist the whole way up, but Grogan still gets it to go.
That was interesting.
31-30. Coach Gibbs is livid.
Rightfully so.
As he should be. Sydney Grogan's wrist was literally grabbed and held, and yet she was strong enough to get that up and in. Good defense here by Lana McCarthy. Stayed straight up. Offensive rebound goes to McCannell, and she takes some steps. Referee saw that one. We're going to have a substitution now as Romps comes in for Emery for Portsmouth.
A little bit of indecision for McCannell resulted in that. Friday programming, boys basketball 7 o'clock here against Keene, and ice hockey Saturday the 28th against Concord at 11 a.m. on BCTV and Bedford 105.1.
Good passing interior here Can't get it to go. Lana can't get it to go, and now she's going to get a foul. That's 3 on Lana. We'll see what Coach Gibbs does here, as it's still somewhat early here in the second half. That's McCarthy's third. I believe he just said, hey, you got 3, and she gave, yeah, I got you, Coach. Leave me in.
It's kind of a garden variety over the back on that rebound. A little bit of frustration and just trying to fight for the ball with her team, leading by a point, 31-30.
3:20 to go in the third quarter here. As you said, 31-30. The Bulldogs lead by 1. Montplaisir down low, steps around, and she's going to get called for the travel. I thought she was getting called for the travel. The referee under the basket didn't make the call. It was the trail official that had that, and it was the right call. Too many steps right there in the lane.
That was one that, you're correct, it was the right call. It was, did she get fouled before she traveled or not?
McCarthy now up top. Stein around the horn to Dubois. She drives, righty lay in, can't get it to go. Allard gets the offensive rebound and gets fouled on the way back up. She'll get 2 shots.
So this was one of those things that you hate to watch the other night. Kate Allard was frustrated at the line, missed several free throws down the stretch, and was clearly rushing. So we'll see if the ship is righted at this point, and sure enough,
sure looks good.
I didn't even want to talk while she was shooting.
The whole gym was silent.
Bated breath.
And Allard buried the first, nothing but net. Second one is good too, and she is back on form. Usually a very strong free throw shooter. Just struggled from the line against Goffstown on Friday.
That was one of those nights where you look at the end of the season and you say, why am I at 72%? Oh, that's why.
Right. Down low to McCannell now. McCarthy, good body position, and McCannell dribbles a little bit too far and steps her foot on the baseline for the Clipper turnover. 33-30 is your score. Bulldogs lead by 3.
Big play forcing that turnover.
Grogan into the front court now. Finds Stein. Coach Gibbs wants to post up down low. Entry pass is a little bit off, but wow, Lana McCarthy does great to track that down. Steps in from the baseline and kisses one off the glass. She has 10 now. First Bulldog in double digits, and they lead by 5. Little runner here is short by Lombardi. Goes out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will get the ball back. Nice little spin move. She got herself some free space there, but couldn't make good on the shot. McCarthy now for 3. Too strong. Chasing that down. Ooh, taking a shot. Is the Clipper down there as Dubois came in for the offensive board, and that was Lombardi taking a shoulder to the face here. She got sandwiched in between Grogan and Dubois and came up struggling a little bit. She looks to be fine now, stays in the game. Just over 2 minutes ago in the third quarter, the Bulldogs lead 35-30 over the visiting Clippers. Slover now to Montplaisir. They find Lombardi. She'll shoot and bury a 3. 2 3-pointers now for Lombardi. She has 7 points. Brings the Clippers back to within 2. McCarthy, a little stutter step there, can't get it to go. Offensive board falls right into Ava Dubois' hands, and she'll clean up the mess and get on the score sheet with her first bucket of the game.
Great hustle for Ava on that one, but what you really want to see Lana do instead of force that shot is pass out of the double team.
Good backdoor cut here, and the lay-in is good by Romps. She has 7. Kind of token pressure here by the Clippers. Now Stein will pull from 3 and bury it. Stein now has 7. Scoring has picked up here a bit in the third quarter.
Looked up, and because of that full court press, all of a sudden there were 3 Bedford players in the front court, and Portsmouth is just way behind in transition.
And Stein has that range. Oh, in and out was Lombardi. She pulled again from 3 and nearly had it go. It was halfway down and rattled out. 40-35 is your score. Bulldogs lead by 5. They look for McCarthy down low. The double team comes quickly. Now Dubois. They look to double. Hand in the passing lane is Montplaisir, and it's a turnover Bedford. Stover into the front court. Good hand by Stein. Montplaisir drives. Grogan with great positional defense. Now McCannell drives lefty into the lane. Grogan gets a hand in. Montplaisir will pull from 3, and it's good. Montplaisir, 2 threes now in the second half. She has 8. Dubois with 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Back up top, Grogan. Stein now, left side. Grogan straight away center. Now Stein steps away. Allard will pull from 3, and that's off. The Bulldogs will end the third quarter with a 2-point lead here, 40-38. As we mentioned, the scoring did pick up here in the third quarter, but the Bulldogs maintain their lead.
An interesting one, to say the least. I think if you asked me just after watching that 8 minutes of basketball, would Bedford still be leading, I would say no. But in spite of that, the scoreboard is right. They lead at 40-38. It was just an odd feeling 8-minute stanza of basketball where it felt like Portsmouth was raining, and sure enough, they made 3 threes, but Bedford somehow emerges after 24 minutes, still leading by 2.
Now, geez, I felt like the scoring was really increasing in pace, but both teams only scored 13 points.
Yeah,
so
again, it was
not really the pace that I expected.
At a frenetic pace, but much ado about nothing. A lot of activity, I guess, would be the best way to say it. So, quick note for you, if you're looking for where you can find upcoming Bedford Bulldogs games, BCTV is a proud member of the New Hampshire Coalition for Community Media, offering a New Hampshire high school sports broadcast schedule listing games from all across the state. Our peers in other communities may be covering your away games live on their channels and live streams. Find Bedford Bulldogs game coverage more at nhccm.org/network.
Tenured team here for the Clippers. We have, let's see, what is it, 4 or 5 seniors and several juniors on the roster. Most of the seniors and juniors are getting the playing time. Somewhat younger squad for the Bulldogs as sophomores Stein and Allard both start, as they did again here tonight. Lana McCarthy getting held down in the post. I believe McCannell will pick up her second foul. That is McCannell. Second foul on her. 4th team foul here for the Clippers in the second half as we start the fourth quarter. Bulldogs lead by 2. Allard spins away, gets to her right hand. Shot is short though. Rebounded by Montplaisir. She's out on the break. She'll drive hard. Can't get it to go as Grogan played some fantastic position defense again. Couldn't challenge up top due to her height, but made a strong base and prevented the easy lay-in.
Always finds a way to get to the spot, moves so well laterally. That makes all the difference.
Lana McCarthy spins, gets one off the glass. Probably not how she imagined that shot, but she'll count it. 12 points for McCarthy. The Bulldogs hold a 4-point lead, 42-38. This is Cody, Delaney Cody. She kicks to McCannell. Steal here by Stein. She gets to the loose ball. Fantastic job. We're going to get a foul, I believe, by Montplaisir. Coach Gibbs is going bananas.
Yeah, that should have been a couple fouls on Montplaisir. The first one on Stein tackling her, and the second one when Grogan was coming down, basically taking her out too. Like, come on, man.
Montplaisir really took a shot there, though. That's a freight train in Sydney Grogan coming in with that strong, powerful body. Montplaisir took a shot right in the side of the head. She picks up the foul.
More time on the floor than a Swiffer.
Dubois can't get it to go. McCarthy's putback is too strong. 4-point lead for the Bulldogs. Stays the same as the Clippers come away with the defensive rebound. Driving hard on Allard. Short is the shot by Emery. Rebounded by Dubois. Grogan now looks to get quickly into transition.
Tough one to adjust to when you find Lana McCarthy guarding you.
Grogan looks down low, looks for the entry pass. They find Ava Dubois backside. Now Stein has an open 3-pointer. It's too strong. McCarthy with the rebound. Gets it up off the glass, and that's good.
And again, the offensive rebounds for Lana, I think she has 7 so far. Average is 4, so those second chance baskets going to make a difference in tonight's game.
Just too hard to keep her off the boards. Size, strength, long arms, and a knack for finding that basketball, as she does here on the defensive rebound. Emery's shot from the baseline, no good. Allard now out in front. Beautiful drive, created space with her body, and she's into double digits, and the Bulldogs take an 8-point lead here. 5:39 to go in the game, and Coach Hopley says, I need some time to talk to my players.
They were up 2 after 3. Now they're up 8 to 21 into the fourth period, I should say. We got 5:39 left here in this game. And if you are looking to watch BCTV's live channels and on-demand content, you can do it on your Apple iOS or Android device by downloading the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today.
We just saw that replay by Kate Allard there, drove along the baseline, and what was really fantastic about that drive was that last step, creating space for herself as she really widened her base, got her legs apart, gathered herself, as we see it here again on the replay right here. This last step right there, getting herself some room, putting the defender way back on her back, extending her arms, and getting that lay in to go. Outstanding play by Kate Allard.
Really thought when she drove baseline that what she was going to do was kick it to somebody in the corner, but using her body there, that created the basket. That made all the difference. So nice to have a player like that who is a multifaceted weapon down low.
Allard with 10 now, as we said. Lana McCarthy has 14. Lila Stein has that breakaway lay-in and the three-pointer, puts her up to 7. Devlin McDonald with those 9 first-half points, providing that spark that we talked about, has not seen time here in the third quarter as the starters have dominated. A few three-pointers on the other side. McCannell has yet to score here in the second half. She still has 12. Montplaisir with 8. Lombardi and Romps each with 7. Emery with 4. 46-38, again your score. The Bulldogs lead by 8. Clippers into the front court. Cody here. Up top, Emery. Pass is a little wayward. Allard harasses Emery up top here. Good help here by Dubois. And now Grogan. She'll defend Romps. Romps will pick up a foul on Grogan. Grogan's second. Third team foul here for the Bulldogs in the second half.
This juncture of the game really doesn't matter all that much.
Slover comes back in, and Delaney Cody will take a seat on the bench for the Clippers. Montplaisir takes the inbound pass, dribbles strong, lefty into the lane, dishes it down to McCannell on that right block. Interior pass, gets it to go. Emery's shot just danced on the rim for a half a second and finally fell through. The Clippers pulled to within 6, 46-40. Bulldogs back in their offensive end.
Grogan wide open in the near corner.
McCarthy gets the entry pass and pays it off. 16 now for McCarthy, 8 here in the second half.
You can play that inside-out game with Lana and get her one defender on her. That's the money move.
Sure can, and they were giving some space for Grogan, but they can't give space for Stein, too. Good drive and good double team. Somehow the ball finds its way over to McCannell, and she's on the board in the second half. 14 points for Maddie McCannell. Long pass here now. Allard will bury the jumper. Grogan found Allard kind of by herself along the left baseline there, and Allard says, you guys don't want to guard me, I'll make you pay.
Sometimes that full court press break can cause you a little bit of trouble if you're in that full court press.
Slover now, entry pass down to McCannell. The double team comes. Dubois is going to pick up the foul on the backside. Could have just gone straight up, but she puts her hand in the cookie jar, and she'll get called for the foul. So Ava Dubois picks up her first foul. McCannell will go to the line. Excuse me, that's her second foul. Must have missed one either earlier this half or first half. McCannell's front end is good. Rattles off the front rim, but finds its way through. 50-43 is your score. The Bulldogs still lead by 7. 3:46 to go here in the game, as McCannell's second is good as well. She has 16, 2 for 2 from the line. Grogan now down to Zink. They're double teaming McCarthy in the post every time they can. Zink now looks down low. They'll find Stein up top. Back to Zink. She ball fakes. Ball gets tipped away, but Grogan is there to recover. Now Allard drives lefty back to her right. Ooh, she had the legs and ankles broken. Decided to pass out of it. Zink now, entry pass to Allard, and she's fouled on the way across the lane. Avery Romps is going to pick one up. And this is where it does matter, as it is the 6th team foul on the Clippers here in the second half. That's just Romps first, but those team fouls will lead to a 1-and-1 situation next time. Ball tipped out of the bounds, and the Clippers come away with the steal. Bulldogs come up empty on that possession. Now Slover pulls from 3, no good. McCannell right there for the offensive board. Putback is good, and she got whacked on the shot. Annie Zink was there, and unfortunately couldn't get a hand on the ball and hits McCannell on the putback. 18 for McCannell now, and she'll go back to the stripe.
Bedford had that 8-point lead. It is cut to 4 now, possibly 3.
McCannell makes good, and it is only a 3-point lead now. 50-47, the Bulldogs lead by 3 over the visiting Clippers. Stavropoulos down in the left corner now. Finds its way back to Grogan. Now Allard. Triple team on McCarthy. The Clippers want to make the Bulldogs beat them some other way than McCarthy with her layups. Grogan and Stein up top. They're being patient on the offensive end. 2:30 to go. Stavropoulos on the baseline. Nice little touch. Gets it to go.
Anna just snuck right down to the baseline. Everybody lost track of her, and she made about a 12-foot jumper from the base.
You say jumper. It was almost a set shot.
It was.
She just kind of shot-putted that up. Good touch, though, and it got it to go. Ooh, tough one there. Grogan didn't see it. Got tipped. Now McCarthy comes away with the loose ball. Coach Gibbs is going to say, let's talk this over. We have a 5-point lead. There's 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining. Let's be careful with this possession.
This is one where you just want a long possession, and you have a feeling that Portsmouth may start fouling. We almost wonder if they'll start hacking Lana, but forcing her to the line, getting the 1-and-1, possibly.
I wouldn't be surprised. The old hack-a-shack kind of strategy, as Lana is 0 for 2 from the line tonight and has seen her struggles throughout the season from the free throw line.
If you're enjoying the game, you can check out more BHS sports action from Bedford Community TV and your Apple TV and Roku. You can also watch on Amazon Fire TV versus words that start with V for $100, Alex. Cablecast Screenwave app. Download the app to watch the next game live on the big screen.
Victory.
Fight on.
Vuvuzela.
That's the World Cup thing.
Yeah. The horn. Zoe gives a knowing smile over there.
Yep.
She doesn't want to make the noise on air, and I don't blame you. It'll be a little awkward.
That is, I like how I described it as the World Cup thing.
Yeah, the World Cup thing. Yeah, not soccer. It's the horn that makes all the noise in the crowd. Absolutely.
Well, that was like when the Thundersticks came. It was probably 20 years ago, and Thundersticks were everywhere. Oh my God.
Come on, you don't have some at home?
No. We did Thunderstick nights in minor league baseball. People would fight over those stupid things. Cost like 15 cents for 2.
The Bulldogs will inbound. They have a 5-point lead and 2 minutes and 9 seconds show on the clock here remaining in the game. Stein takes the inbound pass. They double team McCarthy down low. Stavropoulos now kicks to the corner. Allard, patient with the ball, back up top to Grogan. They're going to be content to run some time off. Stavropoulos is going to double dribble. Defense pays off here for the Clippers. They get the turnover. They still trail by 5, 52-47.
And
Slover now.
Like the idea. Didn't have a good look at what was going on.
Slover, far side. Montplaisir for 3. Short, well short. Rebound McCarthy. Hands it to Grogan. Coach Gibbs says, take your time. Get it over the timeline, but let's take your time. Stavropoulos now, guarded by Emery. Gets it to Allard. Pulls on the shot. No good. Monpleasure with the rebound. I would imagine Coach Gibbs would want them to run a bit more time off the clock. Three-pointer here is no good by the Clippers. Rebound, McCarthy. Stein now, front court. McCarthy gets it. Now Allard along the right side of the three-point line. Stripped away by Romps. 3 empty possessions here in a row for the Bulldogs. Coach Gibbs puts his hands on his hips
and stares into space
and says, why aren't we running some time off the clock here, ladies?
Got to move on to the next thing. Move on to the next.
Still a 5-point lead.
Call.
Bulldogs ahead, 52-47. Romps takes the jumper, no good. Batted away by McCarthy, so the Clippers will keep possession.
You say it was batted away by McCarthy. From my vantage point, it looked like it was Emery that just knocked the ball down and didn't have control, but regardless, my opinion doesn't matter.
The Zebra's opinion does matter, and the Clippers have another shot at it. Monpleasure, guarded by Stein up top, trying to keep her hands out of the cookie jar. Slover now open for 3. She's going to take him 3 and make a 3. Coach Hopley takes a quick timeout, and the Clippers have pulled to within 2. 52-50, 31.6 seconds remain.
And strategically, this is where if you are Portsmouth, now you are fouling.
So if I'm Coach Gibbs, I'm going to try to draw up a play to get the ball into the hands of Kate Allard, a very strong free throw shooter. I would imagine that as soon as that ball is inbounded, the Clippers would try to foul. If not right away, then right as it gets over half court. Of course, they can try to force the 10-second call in the backcourt before they go for a steal or a foul. And then as soon as that ball gets over half court, yes, take a foul, put whoever has it right on the line.
It's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Go to wbnh.bedfordnh.org for the stream link. We also stream on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. Just tell Alexa, if you have her, to play Bedford 105.1. I do not have her.
Did you say, hey, Jenny, play 105.1?
No. That's not how that works.
You say, Jenny, will you please play 105.1?
I don't even know. I usually don't have to because, well, she's probably listening from her hotel room, wherever, I think New York maybe.
Okay.
And she will appreciate the shout out. So there's that.
But I hope so. Hey, Jenny.
If I'm here, I don't have to say anything.
There you go. Okay. Hey, Maggie, play 105.1.
And Maggie was working and arriving late.
Oh, okay.
Now you know where everybody is.
And we know where the score is.
Yeah, that
as
we
the
do.
Bulldogs have a 2-point lead here. 31.6 seconds remain. Lana McCarthy is wide open here on the inbound. They finally look and will cover her. Sydney Grogan takes the inbound pass, kicks it back to Stein. She picks up her dribble. Sydney Grogan's going to need to get it over the timeline. She does. She regroups, gets it to Allard. Allard takes a whack in the face, and she'll go to the line. Romps will pick up the foul, I believe. It is Romps. Only her second foul. And again, the Bulldogs go into the bonus here. Kate Allard to the line for the 1-and-1. 19.9.
The front end, particularly critical in this situation.
Right, at least earn the second. First one is good. Smooth as silk there. Barely touched the net. 53-50 is the score. Second one is up, off. So Allard has 13 points. Slover into the front court, shoots for 3, and it's good. Tie ball game, 53 apiece. Coach Gibbs wants him to go. Turnover here in the backcourt. In Emery gets the lay-in to go. 4 seconds to go. Coach Gibbs gets a timeout. What a dramatic turn. Slover buries the 3. And then Emery comes up with the steal on the inbounds pass. 5 quick points, and the Bulldogs now trail by 2.
Bedford led by as many as 8. They led 50-42, and well, now they've been outscored 13-3 over the last several minutes.
2.8 seconds on the clock. Coach Gibbs is going to have to draw up a full court play. Tough to get end to end, so they're going to have to take maybe a half quarter or maybe a distance three to even get it off in time. I believe it's 5 seconds to get end to end for some of your faster players. So perhaps Dubois, perhaps Allard, perhaps getting some passing through the air to get them an open look. But the Clippers here in good position as they have a 2-point lead with only 2.8 seconds to go.
A lot of difficulty inbounding that ball for Bedford, and could have used a chance to take a breath right before that. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs hustled, got caught off balance, and Emory able to knock down that little runner. And Portsmouth small, but making a lot of noise there.
So the Clippers in full court defense here. They want to slow anything down they can. Now McCarthy kicks it to Allard. Allard over half court, takes the running shot off the backboard. Can't get it to go. Very close shot, but still does not go. And the Portsmouth Clippers come in here and will come away with victory on a flurry of points in the waning seconds. Great job by the Clippers, come away with victory, and the Bulldogs have to be a bit disappointed as they were up 8 in the fourth quarter and end up dropping one here.
I don't think Bedford trailed since early in the third until there were about 2.8 seconds left in the game. And so for Bedford, having that lead, being up by as many as 8 points in the game, and unfortunately not quite managing the clock as well as they should, sometimes when they're driving, and potentially could have just kept the ball out, forced Portsmouth to gamble, forced a foul, might have made a big difference. Instead, we had a couple turnovers late in the game, and unfortunately, that's the difference in the game. And for Bedford, well, you look and you say, well, we're still one of the top teams in the state, and we still only have one loss. Portsmouth only has one loss also. At the end of the day, it's probably not going to matter all that much when it comes to seeding. But if you're Coach Gibbs, now at this point, you can use this as a teaching moment. Hopefully, as we're heading into some tougher parts of the schedule, sort of push forward and work on some things. But you prefer a teaching moment after you win a game to one after you've lost it.
And you always talk about, specifically in basketball, that sometimes that one loss throughout the season is really going to help the team come together, learn some things, as you mentioned, take it as an opportunity to think through some strategy themselves and improve throughout the rest of the season. So the Bulldogs will lose 55-53. Any parting words, Zoe, as the Bulldogs drop one here late?
It was a good game overall. I think we fought hard. It's just the Clippers came out at the end, so it was a good game.
It was a good game, as we expected at the start. Two strong teams in Division I basketball here for the girls in New Hampshire. And again, the Clippers come away with victory. 55-53 is your score. So for the BCTV crew, Andrew Fenn on camera, WBNH crew here, Harry Kozlowski running the show. For all of my broadcast partners here, Lauren Fox, Zoe Santos, I'm Corey Munster-Tiger. Have a great night. We will join you next time.